Hello. Today's letter comes to us from Faith Contender, who writes, Dear Brother Ron, did Jesus do away with sacrifice? Daniel 12:11 talks about the evil one who will do away with sacrifice. From the time that the regular sacrifice is abolished and the abomination of desolation is set up, there will be 1,290 days. The problem I see here is that Jesus did away with the sacrificial element in Judaism. I don't want to say that Jesus is the evil one, so please explain this for me. Well, dear Faith Contender, Daniel was talking about Antiochus, who took away the daily sacrifice as is here declared. This was in the latter part of May, the year 168 BC. About 3.5 years elapsed after the temple worship was entirely broken up before Judas Maccabeus restored the temple and its rights. This time of the end, or the period at the close of which the persecutions of Antiochus would cease, is distinctly referred to in Daniel 7:25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times, and the dividing of time. Clearly Daniel was not talking about Jesus, who never spoke a word against his father or the prophets. You might also check out Daniel 11:30-35 and Daniel 12:7. In other words, Daniel was talking about events not related to Jesus. Actually, what Jesus preached against was not sacrifice, but the commercialization of sacrifice. That is why he drove the money changers out of the temple. We find starting at Matthew 21:12, and Jesus went into the temple of God and cast out all them that sold and bought in the temple, and overthrew the tables of the money changers and the seats of them that sold doves. And he said unto them, It is written, My house shall be called the house of prayer, but you have made it a den of thieves. Now the temple priests had made a thriving business out of sacrifice. All those who did business in the temple had to pay a portion of their profits to the priests. The priests then took the animals which had been sacrificed and either used the meat for their own nourishment or sold it to the public. What Jesus did was to offer himself as the ultimate sacrifice so that people would no longer have to endure the abuses of the temple priests and merchants. But people have sacrificed for their religion for as long as religion has existed. Some have even sacrificed their lives. Today we find people sacrificing to support churches and charitable causes. All religions approve of this practice. So no, Jesus is not the evil one, and he did not do away with sacrifice. Thank you for joining us.